Welcome back, my dear class 9 students. This is your second session on the online teaching. So we are going to continue the French Revolution. Okay. So on the last class we have done that the King Louis XVI had a meeting. He had called a meeting of all the estates. Okay, but the third estate people, they were not happy with the King Louis XVI's decision. That's why they left the hall. Okay, they left the hall, and what happened after that? Let's see. The third estate on the 20th June gathered at the tennis court of Versailles and declared themselves as the National Assembly. The third estate people, okay, the common people who were there on the meeting, okay, 600 people were there, okay. Only like the educated persons were there, like professionals, teachers, doctors, okay, only educated, okay, were there, and the peasants and the farmers and the women were there at the village, okay. Only educated person had attended the meeting. So this third educated, okay, 300 representatives, okay, the members, like 600 members of the third estate, like they gathered at the tennis court of Versailles, okay, and they declared themselves as the National Assembly. They changed the name from Estates General to the National Assembly now, okay. Then they decided to write the French Constitution, okay, in order to in order to reduce the power of King Louis XVI, okay. And their leaders, especially who were there, Mirabeau and Abessius was there. Okay, so Mirabeau belonged to a noble family, and he was helping the third estate people, okay, to fight for their right. So Mirabeau, he gave a powerful speech and published impressive journals, okay, regarding the to help the third estate people to fight for their right, okay. And another is Abessius. So Abessius, he belonged to a clergy family, and he also, in order to help the third estate people, he also wrote so many articles regarding the third estate, okay. So see, we were talking like 600 estate general members, okay, 600 representatives were there in the tennis court in the Versailles. They are framing the constitution, they are changing the name, okay. So, and in the village area, what was happening? In the village area, the other half members of the third estate were angry, annoyed in the village. Why? Because of the severe winter, there was a crop failure and no harvest at all, okay. So the people were like the peasants, farmers, women, they were so angry. They had no harvest now, they had no money to pay their tax, so they were so annoyed. And they also heard the rumor that the Lord of Manor, they are coming to destroy all their crops. That's why they were very angry, okay. So they started entering into the castle. Castle is the home for the noble family. So they entered into the nobles' houses, they destroyed everything, and then they started sealing them, okay. And whatever the documents they got, okay, the documents that contain peasants' old dues, that record the peasants or the farmers' old dues, all were destroyed, all were burnt, okay, by this third estate people. So nobles had to run away from their homes to the neighboring areas. Yes. So looking at the situation, okay, the King Louis XVI was very panicked now. Okay, he was very panicked now. What he started doing? Now he had to agree to the demands of the third estate. Okay, so on the 14th of August 1789, King Louis XVI, he did something. See, abolished the feudal lords. Feudal lord system was there, that was abolished. First and the second estate were to pay the tax. See, first and the second clergy and the noble were not, they were exempted from the paying the tax. No, now they had to pay the tax now. So tithi is a tax to be paid to the church, that was also abolished, and all the church was confiscated. Okay, so in 1791 France became a constitutional monarchy. So constitutional monarchy, to form a constitutional monarchy, what was their objectives? To curtail the power of the King Louis XVI, to reduce the power of the King Louis XVI, and to divide the power equally among the legislative, executive and the judiciary. Okay, so procedures of electing a national assembly. So how they are going to elect the national assembly? So French society was divided into two, active citizen and the passive citizen. So active citizens means, see, you can see, they are entitled to vote. That means they are all are men, minimum 25 years, more than 22 years. Okay, minimum age should be 25 years, and they have the voting rights. They have got the voting rights only if they are able to pay 3 days labor. They have to pay the 3 days labor, then only. And the passive citizens are women, children and the youth under 25 of age. Okay, see, active citizen will elect the electors. Okay, then electors will elect the National Assembly, that is the legislature, and the National Assembly will elect the king or the ministers, that is the executive body. Okay, and the active citizen only elect the judges or the judiciary. Right? Okay, let's move. So during the 18th century, most of the people in France were uneducated, they were illiterate. That time, they used some political symbols like this. Okay, like a broken chain. Broken chain means freedom. Bundle of rods. Okay, bundle of rods is unity. The eye within a triangle means a knowledge. Okay, so France abolishes monarchy and becomes a republic. How? Okay, King Louis XVI, though officially agreed with the constitution, but he did not accept it wholeheartedly. So he agreed with the constitution, he did not accept it. So what he started doing? King Louis XVI started having a secret meeting with the King of Prussia. He started having negotiations. So all the neighboring countries, okay, all the neighboring countries of France, in Europe, what they started, they started thinking that in France it is totally disturbed. There is a revolution going on. So other European countries, what they started doing, if the France is going like this, then it will create a great problem to other European countries, because if France will give the example of the revolution or nation state, then other European state will also ask for the nation state or the independent nation. So the kings of that neighboring countries were very afraid. So they planned to attack France unitedly together. Okay? But this could not happen. Why? Because the National Assembly of France declared war against Austria and Prussia. There was opposite of that. National Assembly of France had to declare the war against Austria and Prussia in 1792. Okay, so in the war, all the French people, especially all the common people, they actively participated in the war. They did not think that they are just fighting with Austria and Prussia. They are fighting because they want to overthrow the king. They want to fight against the King Louis XVI and the autocracy. Okay, see, the large number of French people, they actively participated in the war. Okay, and they did not think that Austria, they are just fighting for Austria and Prussia. They are fighting against the King Louis XVI and the autocracy. Yes, so while they were going for the fight and all, they used to sing a song that is La Marseillaise. Okay, La Marseillaise they used to sing. Okay, that La Marseillaise later on it became the national anthem of France. Okay, the Revolutionary Wars brought, so after the war with Austria and Prussia, with France, there was a lot of like economic, okay, and there was a lot of lose they had to face. There was economic difficulties also, okay, and see, French people, all the men they had gone for like war, and the who were there at home, women were there, and they had to look after their family, they had to earn their living. Yes. Okay, let's move to this. Okay. Large section of the population were convinced that the revolution had to be carried further as the Constitution of 1791 gave political rights only to the richer section of the society. Though they had this thing, revolution was there, Constitution was there, Constitution of 1791 was there in France, but what the people started thinking, they were not happy because the Constitution gave large privileges or give a political rights only to the rich or the privileged classes. That's why the French people, what they started doing, they started to take the help from the political clubs. So one of the famous political club at that time was the Jacobins. Okay, so Jacobins was a very famous club, and the members of the Jacobin clubs were very poor. They belonged to a poor family, like the members of the Jacobins were from the peasant background, shopkeepers and the shoemakers. Okay, the leader of the Jacobin club was Maximilien Robespierre. Okay, so the members of the Jacobins club followed a specific dress code. So like they used to wear a specific dress. They used to wear a red cap, okay, and a long striped trousers, like these red and white trousers. Okay, so the red cap symbolizes liberty, and the long straight trousers keep them away from the fashion world or the fashion society. Okay, so the members of the Jacobins were called the sans-culottes we call it, and the French nobles who were called the knee breeches. Okay, on 10th of August 1792, the members of Jacobins club attacked the King Palace, and the King Louis XVI he was made hostage. Okay, and then the National Assembly also gave an order to imprison, life imprisonment of the whole royal family. After that, the new election was again held. All Frenchmen above 21 years got the right to vote. New assembly was formed. New assembly was called the Convention. Okay, members of the Jacobins were also allowed. They joined that convention. On 24th September 1792, France abolished monarchy. Okay, they don't like monarchy system, so become a republic. So in 1793-94, Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette was killed in public. They were killed. Okay. Okay, so Jacobins club became very popular in France at that time. Yes, so who was the leader? Maximilien Robespierre. So in 1793-1794, Maximilien Robespierre, the leader of the Jacobins club, began to rule France. So this period in France is called the Reign of Terror. So see, Jacobins was there. Rule of Maximilien Robespierre is called the Reign of Terror. Why it is so called? Let's discuss. Robespierre followed a policy of severe control and the punishment. He used to punish the people. He used to punish the people a lot. Okay, if we find any enemies like nobles, clergies, okay, or any members from other political parties, otherwise his own party members, if we find anyone against him, okay, he used to punish him, okay, and any person who do not agree with him, okay, who do not agree his method, they were arrested, imprisoned, and then tried by a revolutionary tribunal. Revolutionary tribunal is their judicial body, okay? If the court found them guilty, then they will be guillotined or the killed. Okay, guillotine is this kind of machine. Okay, there will be two poles. Up there will be a blade. Sharp blade will be there, and there will be like this. Okay, persons like culprit head will be there. Anybody like who is guilty, head will be there, and they will put on the. Okay, they will throw this blade there. So this is called guillotine. This is called guillotine or killed. Head used to be like that, chopped down. Okay. So Robespierre government brought many changes while issuing the laws. Okay, he brought many changes. So maximum ceiling on the wages and the prices. See, like Robespierre kept a fixed prices for everything. So the peasants and the farmers, they had to sell their products, okay, at the market or in the town at the fixed price. Okay, that was issued by the Robespierre only. Okay, and expensive white flour was banned. So people of France was not allowed to consume or eat or use the expensive white flour. Instead, they had to use equality bread. Equality bread, it means a whole wheat flour. Okay. So equality was also sought to be practiced through forms of speech and addresses. So in order to, like Robespierre, in order to bring the equality among the people in France, what he started doing, he tried to bring equality in the speech also. So he changed some terms like monsieur to sir. Okay, monsieur means sir. Like see. Monsieur, its meaning sir, but it was changed into citoyen. Okay, and madam was changed as citoyenne. Okay, so these terms were also changed in order to bring the equality according to Robespierre. Right? So see. Churches were shut down and their buildings were converted into barracks for the army and for the government use. Okay, French people started hating Robespierre so much. Okay, so finally he was convicted by the court in July 1794. He was arrested and he too was guillotined. He was also guillotined by the same machine. This. Okay, let's just recapitulate as fast as possible. So, we were doing the Estates General. Okay, the King Louis XVI had to fulfill all the demands. Okay, he had to able to something. And in order to make France a constitutional monarchy, France society was divided according to the active and passive citizens. Active means those who vote. Okay, the voting system was like this. And they used to use the illiterate person, they used to use these symbols. Okay, so France, how it became from monarchy to republic. Okay, so King Louis XVI, how he secretly had negotiations with Prussia, and see how like National Assembly of France declared war against. There was a war against Austria and Prussia in 1792. Okay, and the people all participated it very actively, and they started singing the song La Marseillaise. La Marseillaise became their national anthem, right? So all the women also, like indirectly women also participated because they had to look after their homes and on their livings. Okay, so we talk about the people were not happy with the constitution because only the rich were enjoying the political rights. That's why they started going for the political club. So Jacobin is one of them was the leader, Maximilian Robespierre was the leader, and they belonged to a very poor family. Servants, shopkeepers, shoemakers, they formed the Jacobin clubs. Okay, so they wear a specific dress. Okay, and Jacobin clubs were called the sans-culottes. And the knee breeches. Who all are knee breeches? They are the nobles. French nobles were called the knee breeches. Yes. So in 1793-94, King Louis XVI and his wife was killed this way, and Jacobins club and their leader Robespierre, okay, and his rule. He was very like dictatorship kind of thing, and he was very used to control and used to punish severely. That's why his reign, okay, his reign between 1793 to 1794 is called the Reign of Terror. So I hope you all have at least understand a part of it. So on the next session we will carry on. We have not completed this chapter. We will carry on. So let's meet in the next session. Thank you.